And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, still a little while away still until we obviously return, a week today until we take on Aberdeen in the Scottish Premiership. So yeah, still another week of international football. I hope some of you guys are enjoying it and getting your football fix. And obviously Janis Haji looks like he's been enjoying his international break, of course, as he has just fired Romania into Euro 2024. Look, the situation we all know with regards to Janis Haji at the moment, of course, is out on loan at Alaves out in La Liga and was kind of not wanted by Michael Beale in the summer. He had that sort of press conference where he said he wanted to play football, and after that it just seemed as though Michael Beale bombed him out of the squad for no apparent reason, sort of in the aftermath of that now. He's done well out for Alves, and his latest heroics last night seen him send 10-man Romania to their first European Championship since 2016 with a 2-1 win over Israel. As I said, he's playing ever so well currently domestically with Alaves out in La Liga, and of course doing well for his nation too, and is a position that I could see that Rangers actually probably do need more numbers in. And I think under Phillipe Clement, I think Janis Haji could actually be a very, very good player for us. But, you know, is out there. I don't know what's the situation with his current, if there's a return clause in January. One thing is for certain, he will return back to the club, of course, in the summer. Speaking on a La Liga podcast, he basically spoke about his time at Alaves, but also hinted that he did want to return to Rangers and win more trophies. This is what he said on this podcast. As a first rule, I think when you have to adapt to the team, not the other way around, you have to adapt to the culture, to the dressing room, to everything around the club. And it's important not to lose your qualities and be yourself around others. I went to Rangers where I had colleagues from all over the world. I always had to adapt to each culture and be open to everyone. It's always been my favourite league, and I have been followed it. I love Spanish football, my Spanish mentality. I'm in love with the country and the lifestyle here. This means a lot to a footballer. I'm really enjoying my time here. I'm happy to be a part of such a fantastic club like Alaves. It's a great opportunity for me. They've had good and not so good moments in their history, but they've always been fighters. They are always ambitious, and they align with who I am, my personality, and my mentality. However, Haji then obviously went on to say that his sort of career ambitions is, of course, to go on and lift silverware. And this is where he hinted at returning back to Rangers. As I said, not going to really win much with the sort of Basque minnows. And this is what he added. When you start your football career, you want to win as much trophies as you possibly can. I currently have won 5 so far, and I'm very proud of that. To lift a trophy, it's a unique feeling. You make the supporters happy, and the summer after is much better after winning a trophy. So yeah, with regards to Janis Haji, again, kind of splits the fan base ever so slightly. Some say we don't need him. Some say we do need him. I'm more on the bandwagon of I think I would like to see him return at some point, especially under Phillipe Clement. Obviously been out injured for a long time. So I do think this loan spell could do him the world of good and making him play a lot in a really good league as well. But let's hear hoping in the summer he can return back to Rangers good to go and yeah, fight for a place within this Rangers team, and of course see if Phillipe Clement can get the best out of the player himself. Now in other news, of course, as you can see from the headline, 2 unsung heroes according to Barry Ferguson that have got Rangers going and got the Phillipe Clement regime going. As I said, this is what Barry Ferguson had to say in his Daily Record column with regards to those 2 unsung heroes. This is what he wrote. For me, it is the protection being provided by Ryan Jack and John Lundstrom. That is the key to an encouraging start made by the Belgian. I was at Ibrox for the Sparta Prague game last Thursday and at Livingston on Sunday, seeing firsthand how Jack and Lundstrom went about their business. These are 2 experienced pros who know where to fill in, plug gaps, and when in possession, which passes to make to get another attack up and running. With Rangers on the front foot so often, there is always the chance for the ball that it can be turned over and the possession can have a free run at the back too. If there isn't a proper defensive structure in place, and it's fair to say there wasn't much sign, but the development of Lundstram and Jack as a couple of bouncers guarding the back door has massively contributed to the fact every game apart from the 0-0 draw in Prague has been won. He then went on to talk about Nicolas Raskin and added, "It's also been achieved in the last few games without Nico Raskin, a player who is regarded by just as everyone as an automatic first pick. I really like Raskin and I think he'll be a top player. In fact, I think he can become a really important player for Clement. But the way that Jack and Lundstram have gone about their business in his absence through injury means there's no guarantee he walks back into the team." So yeah, an interesting thing there with regards to, I have actually noticed the levels of Lundstram going up. I know Lundstram certainly is a player that sort of splits opinion again in the Rangers fan base, and hasn't really seen that real electric form since the sort of Giovanni Van Bronckhorst era on the way to the Europa League final. Last season was pretty crap. Obviously trying to earn a new contract as well, but since Clement's come in, he's played very, very well, and definitely looking like he could maybe earn a new contract come the end of the season. Ryan Jack, for me, I've always think has been massively underrated. I think he's always been a very good professional for us. His only other problem was just his injuries, but whenever he does play, he always gives his all for the jersey, so it's no surprise for me that Ryan Jack is picking off where he left off. Now finally, let's talk about former Rangers player Robbie Erling, of course, being released by Rangers in the summer, has gone out to Anderlecht, of course, out in Belgium, and has impressed since joining the Belgian side. And basically has he's basically talked about the risk that he made going abroad, and said that he's trying to emulate Romelu Lukaku of trying to get up the ranks at Anderlecht as a striker. He said, "I've scored 4 goals in 6 games, so I've started this season well. I'm playing in the second tier of Belgian football at a lot higher standard than I was playing last season. I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's been good and it's a good level. We're basically an under-23s team in the second tier, so it's definitely challenging. I like it and I think it's a good level for me to develop. I went to AZ Alkmaar on trial and that didn't happen for whatever reason, and I came back to Scotland and kept training. Then my agent called me and said Anderlecht wanted to look at me and I was never going to refuse that. So I went over for a week and trained and signed them for them on deadline day. What was important for me was playing for a big senior club. I wanted to play. If I do well, I want to be involved in the first team. I also wanted to just move away and just focus on football. I have seen other Scottish players move abroad and do really well, so that was one of the things I looked at. It didn't take me too long to make the decision. It was my decision to leave. I was at Rangers for a long time and they were my boyhood club, but I felt I wanted to go and challenge myself in a new country. It was up to me and my family and we thought it was the right move. Romelu Lukaku started at Anderlecht and he is someone I look up to. I feel like we are both target men. There are so many good players that come through at Anderlecht, and it's a good to look up to when I'm starting to the same journey. Anderlecht have told me they believe in me and they want to keep working me hard every day. There is no guarantee that any of us will play for Anderlecht's first team, but I'm confident and I believe in myself. If I do well and keep pushing hard and improving, I can keep pushing and make the first team. I took a lot of time at Rangers. I trained with the first team a lot and I made my debut and I scored. The jump was huge from Rangers B to the first team, and it opened my eyes to the level I had to get to." So yeah, Robbie Erling, of course, talking about his sort of new life out in Belgium as well. Obviously, a former Rangers player, one of those players that we did think was going to make the big time at Rangers, and despite it, obviously it would probably be our luck that he goes on to do well at Anderlecht. We just haven't really got the best of luck when it comes to young talents and letting players go and stuff. But as I said, hopefully for him, he really does go up to the tops of the leagues, and it's good to see him doing well out in Belgium at the moment. But Rangers fans, that's all I've really got for you today so far. What do you make of Barry Ferguson's words on John Lundstram and Ryan Jack, and would you agree with what he said about them being the unsung heroes within Phillipe Clement's setup? And what are your thoughts as well on Janis Haji? Would you like to see him return, and will he make an impact next season? Yes or no? Let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.